It's 2 in the morning. Your house is completely silent. Outside, the world is dark and still. You shift slightly in bed, half asleep, and then you feel it. A small weight against your leg, warm, breathing, your dog. They've somehow managed to claim 80% of the mattress, leaving you the rest. Most people laugh when this happens. Dogs just like warmth, they say. Or maybe they're just clingy. But what if I told you that this tiny nightly ritual, your dog curling beside you, is actually one of the most fascinating psychological relationships in the animal kingdom? What if it's not just comfort, but a biological bond shaped over thousands of years of evolution? Because according to scientists, when your dog chooses to sleep next to you, they're doing something incredibly profound. They're showing you the deepest form of trust their brain is capable of. And the strange part, the science suggests it might be helping your brain too, the misunderstood reason dogs sleep with us. Let's start with the explanation most people believe. Warmth. It sounds reasonable. Dogs get cold. Humans are warm. Problem solved. But the more you think about it, the less it makes sense. Look around your home. Your dog has access to sunny spots by the window, soft couches, warm laundry piles, heated floors, even their own comfortable dog bed. If warmth was the only goal, your leg wouldn't be the most logical choice. Yet night after night, many dogs make the same decision. They walk past every comfortable place in the house and climb into bed beside you. So something deeper must be happening. And to understand it, we have to talk about what sleep means in the animal world. Sleep is the most vulnerable state in nature. For animals, sleep is dangerous. When a creature is asleep, it loses awareness, its senses dull, its reactions slow. In the wild, that's exactly when predators strike. Because of this, animals evolved powerful instincts about where they sleep. They seek hidden places, protected corners, trusted companions. Safety is everything. So when a dog chooses to sleep beside a human who is 10 or 15 times their size, they're making a very deliberate decision. Their brain is saying, this is the safest place I know. Not the couch, not the hallway, not the corner of the room, you. And behavioral scientists believe that choice reveals something extraordinary about the relationship between humans and dogs, the science of attachment. Psychologists have studied attachment for decades. One of the most famous experiments is called the Strange Situation Test, developed by psychologist Mary Ainsworth. It was designed to measure how human infants respond when separated from their mother. Researchers observed, do the babies seek closeness? Do they become distressed? Do they calm down when the mother returns? These behaviors reveal how secure the bond is. Years later, researchers at Eötvös-Loránd University in Hungary decided to try something unusual. They adapted the same test, but instead of babies, they tested dogs and their owners. The results surprised everyone. Dogs showed attachment patterns that were strikingly similar to human infants. They sought proximity to their owners. They showed distress when separated, and they relaxed when reunited. In fact, about 60% of dogs displayed secure attachment, a proportion remarkably close to that found in human toddlers. What does that mean in everyday life? It means your dog doesn't just see you as a food provider, or a playmate, or a roommate. Your dog's brain sees you as something much closer to a parental safety figure, and when they curl beside you at night, they're performing the same instinctive behavior a child uses when climbing into a parent's arms. They're seeking safety, the chemistry of the human-dog bond. But attachment isn't only psychological, it's also chemical. Inside your brain is a molecule called oxytocin. It's sometimes called the bonding hormone. When a mother holds her newborn baby, oxytocin floods her brain. When couples hug, when people form deep emotional connections, oxytocin plays a role, and in 2015 researchers at Azabu University in Japan made a fascinating discovery. They measured oxytocin levels in both dogs and their owners during interactions, and they noticed something remarkable. When a dog looked into its owner's eyes, and the owner looked back, oxytocin levels increased in both species at the same time, not just the human, the dog too. The effect created a feedback loop. The dog gazed. Oxytocin increased. The owner felt more affection. They gazed back. Oxytocin increased again, and the bond strengthened. Even more fascinating. When scientists tested wolves raised by humans, the same effect did not occur, which suggests that over thousands of years of living together, dogs and humans developed a unique biological communication system, a relationship written directly into brain chemistry, and physical contact strengthens that connection even further. Why touch matters more than we realize. Petting a dog might seem like a small thing, but neurologically it's powerful. Studies show that just 10 minutes of gentle contact with a dog can reduce cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone, for both the dog and the human. Think about that for a moment. If 10 minutes has measurable effects, what might 8 hours of shared sleep do? Your nervous systems spend the entire night in close proximity. Your breathing slows, your muscles relax, your heart rhythms stabilize. Over time, your body begins to recognize that presence as part of its safety system. And this leads to one of the most fascinating discoveries scientists have made about dogs and humans. Our nervous systems can actually synchronize when two nervous systems sync. In a 2024 study from the University of Jyväskylä in Finland, researchers measured something called heart rate variability, or HRV. HRV is one of the best indicators of how regulated your nervous system is. Higher HRV generally means the body is calm and balanced. Lower HRV indicates stress. Researchers monitored dogs and their owners across multiple daily situations, walking, resting, interacting, sleeping, and they noticed a pattern. The dog's HRV often mirrored the owner's. When the human relaxed, the dog relaxed. When the human became stressed, the dog's nervous system shifted too. Even more interesting, the synchronization was strongest during rest and quiet contact. In other words, moments like lying together at night. This suggests that dogs don't just comfort us emotionally. They may actually participate in physiological co-regulation. Two different species, two different brains, helping stabilize each other, a relationship 15,000 years in the making. To understand why this connection exists, we need to travel far back in time, long before cities, before agriculture, before written language. Around 15,000 years ago, wolves began approaching human camps, not aggressively, but cautiously. They were drawn by scraps of food and the warmth of fire. The wolves that were less fearful survived better. They stayed closer to humans. Over many generations, those wolves slowly changed. Their bodies, their behavior, their temperament. Eventually, they were no longer wolves. They were the first dogs. And archaeological evidence suggests that the relationship between humans and dogs quickly became more than practical. In Germany, researchers discovered a burial site about 14,000 years old. Two humans were buried together. Beside them were two dogs. One of those dogs had survived a severe illness that normally kills quickly. The animal could not have survived without long-term human care, which means someone, thousands of years ago, nursed that dog back to health. Not because they needed a tool, but because they cared. That discovery reveals something powerful. From the very beginning, dogs weren't just helpers, they were family. But do dogs ruin our sleep? Now here's where the story gets interesting, because scientifically speaking, dogs can disrupt sleep. In a study conducted with adult participants and their dogs using sleep trackers, researchers found that dogs occasionally interrupted human sleep through movement and repositioning. Anyone who shares a bed with a dog probably knows this already. The midnight stretch, the sudden position change, the mysterious ability to expand and occupy most of the mattress. Objectively speaking, these movements can fragment sleep. But here's the strange part. Most people in the study still reported feeling more comfortable and secure when their dog was nearby, even though their sleep was technically interrupted. So why would the brain prefer a slightly disrupted sleep over a perfectly quiet bed? The answer may lie deep in our evolutionary past. Humans were never meant to sleep alone. For most of human history, people did not sleep alone in silent bedrooms. They slept in groups, families, communities, shared spaces. The presence of others meant protection. If something approached during the night, someone would notice. So the human brain evolved to interpret nearby breathing, warmth and movement as signals of safety. In that context, the modern idea of sleeping completely alone in a quiet room is actually historically unusual. And when a trusted companion is nearby, even a dog, the nervous system may interpret that presence as reassurance. Your dog's breathing, their body warmth, their quiet movements, all of it tells your brain you're not alone, and sometimes that feeling of safety matters more than perfect stillness when sleeping habits suddenly change. There's one more thing every dog owner should know. Dogs are creatures of routine. When they develop a habit like sleeping beside you, they usually repeat it consistently. So if your dog has slept next to you for months or years and suddenly stops, it's worth paying attention. Sometimes the reason is simple: a new person in the home, a change in schedule, a new pet. Dogs are extremely sensitive to environmental shifts, but other times the cause can be physical. Veterinarians have found that changes in sleeping location can sometimes be an early sign of discomfort or pain. For example, jumping onto the bed might become difficult. Arthritis might make certain positions uncomfortable. Older dogs may also experience cognitive changes that disrupt sleep routines. Because dogs can't explain what they feel with words, their behavior becomes their language, and sleep habits are one of the clearest signals they have. A quiet moment worth appreciating. So the next time you wake up in the middle of the night and find yourself pushed to the edge of the mattress, take a moment, listen to the quiet breathing beside you, because what's happening in that moment isn't random. It's the result of thousands of years of shared history, a powerful attachment system, a biological feedback loop written into brain chemistry, two nervous systems quietly regulating each other in the dark. Your dog isn't just looking for a comfortable place to sleep, they chose you. Out of every corner in the house, every couch, every bed, you. Because somewhere deep inside their instincts, your presence means safety. And in a strange way, science suggests it might mean the same thing for us too. Dogs have lived beside humans for longer than most of our civilizations have existed. They guarded our camps, walked beside us, shared our homes, and quietly watched over us while we slept. Maybe that small moment at night when a dog curls beside their human is more than a habit. Maybe it's a reminder of something ancient, something simple, something deeply human, that feeling of safety, when another living being you trust is close by. And perhaps that's why, after 15,000 years, we still sleep better together.